What you got to say? Say, hey, hey, hey. What you got to say? Hollywood, Hollywood swinging. Hollywood swinging. I remember not too long ago, I went to a theater and I saw the Cool in the Gang show. I always wanted to get into a band to sing my songs and then become a bad piano playing.
Live and ready to rock on Friday, October 4th, 6:18 p.m. It is your boys Rocky Prop and Double Down Dan. I love going live and seeing that chat bubble pop up. Blue Yays! He's a real one in the chat. May sample the shit out of that intro track. What's up, baby?
What's up? What's up?
Bad boys, you make me feel so good. Nah, I can't. That song's over. That song's over. It's gone. Fly it out. All right. So,
Hey, listen. Just because Diddy gets down in a weird way that we don't enjoy doesn't mean we can't enjoy some of the amazing fucking beats that he's helped and had a hand in stealing over the years. Okay.
I mean, more money, more problems. I mean, yeah, it's true. You ever heard the intro to that song at the music video? They're playing golf. All right, so we got a big slate today. We were waiting for Admiral Brian to hop in.
Now.
All right, cool. So we're gonna start out with Dan and Bry's college football picks for this week. In the interim, I think we should touch on one of the trending news topics from the NFL this week. Would you want to go with an injury or with the trade rumors?
Hit me with the trade rumors real quick.
All right, so basically what it's looking like is Devontae Adams is pulling a Damian Lillard and only wants to go to one team, which means obviously he's not going to go to that one team. He only wants to go to the Jets. But I don't know what that means. I think Pittsburgh's in the works. He posted a picture on Instagram today of Edgar Allan Poe, which is
Who did?
Devontae Adams.
Oh, what a fucking asshole.
Yeah,
What's
so
he wants to go to Baltimore now?
Yeah, he's referencing The Raven, I guess. Which is from Edgar Allan Poe's poetry. I don't know. I don't know what that means for Devontae or if they even have the cap space for him. Hubbard or Hunt in the flex from Blue Yays starting off hot. I mean, you got to ride the hot hand, no? Chuba?
Well, it's all matchup dependent. So who does Chuba have?
Who are the... I have my phone actually right here with it because we're not on TikTok yet. So I can look and see who Chuba has. With Kareem Hunt, though, off rip, I know he's getting more of a workload, but he is also in a split backfield. So I probably would be leaning.
Is Brooks starting? Is Brooks going to play?
Not this week. No, I think he's probably going to take one more week. So Chuba's playing Chicago.
Yeah, then he's going to have plenty of fucking lanes to run through.
Yes, I would go Chuba there. And one thing that with fantasy too that I'm not really crazy about is how they don't do it on the app that's our league that we run on the ESPN one, but
ShamWow guy.
Billy Mays or ShamWow.
ShamWow guy, just because he does so much cocaine. Is
that the guy that also does the slap chop?
Possibly, but it's also the guy that got popped for punching a prostitute or something too.
I'll take the guy from Subway actually. I'm just kidding.
You're not his age range.
Everybody chill. Yeah, I guess. Mo Diesel says, do I trade Kelsey and Pittman for Dobbins and Shakir and Tutu half PPR? I'm dropping Mike Williams. I'm 1-3. All right, so a couple things here. Shakir.
I like this.
Shakir's not playing this week due to injury. Yeah. Check when Shakir's bye is because you might lose 2 weeks out of this trade. Do I do Kelsey?
We have a late bye. Kelsey, I think, is going to have to start doing the uptick thing. If Anthony Richardson sits out a couple weeks, because we're hearing he's gonna sit out a couple weeks, possibly. Okay, let's say he sits out a couple weeks. Does that mean Pittman gets a fucking like shot in the arm because Joey Flax is throwing the
Joey
ball?
Flax
Or
is throwing. Like you see it in his point total for the past couple games fantasy wise, like absolutely insane. I want him to do some Darnell Mooney-esque things for Dobbins and Shakir and Tutu. I think you're kind of getting snaked out of. I think they're trying to hit you while you're down. I
oh,
think
look who it is!
they're trying to hit
Brian's
you while you're down.
here.
I would not take that trade.
Oh, there he is.
Admiral Bry's made it with his Phillies cap on. He has to run soon, so we're going to get into the college football bets after these last two questions. So stick around, guys, and we'll get to TikTok and get that going after. Real quick, Trevor says start Hunt or Wandale.
Wandale.
Yeah, I do like Wandale. Dan, what do you think? I think Wandale.
I think I'm starting to Hunt this week. I do think the Chiefs are going to have a good opportunity to get him kind of back into the swing of things
Malik
here.
is not playing this week, though.
Who's not playing this week?
Malik Neighbors.
What does that mean? Do you have a better quarterback I haven't seen yet, or?
That's a good point.
Okay.
Well, I mean, they're just.
So I'm going to start Hunt
like
because Hunt has better touchdown upside, I think. So.
All right, last one before we get into the picks. Blue Yay says pick 2: Sutton, Jacoby Myers, or Whittington.
Who the fuck is Whittington?
Jordan Whittington. He's one of the Rams wide receivers.
Okay. I guess Sutton and Myers because I've heard of those guys.
Yeah, go Sutton and Myers. I'll co-sign that. All right, gentlemen. So now we're gonna get into for the next, I don't even know how long, some college football picks. I know South Carolina's playing this week, and I saw some of those on the slate for the boys. And you know what? I'm gonna take part this week in the college talk, and I'm gonna do that by reading the group chat and reading off the games game by game. Because I know you guys have a lot of picks in, and the first one is gonna be UNLV versus Syracuse.
Oh my God, what's the line on that one? UNLV by 6 right now. It started at 7, has quickly been bet down a full fucking point. Bry, did you look at this game? Did you like this game? Anything stand out to you here?
I mean, I look at all games, Danny, but
I felt like my mother was just scolding me for asking her a question just there.
I did look at this game. So UNLV went through a little bit of turmoil last week with our quarterback and their NIL shit. Apparently, he didn't get paid what he was supposed to get paid. So he said, "Fuck you guys. I'm not going to play. I'm transferring." So the new guy comes in. He throws 182 yards on the ground, through the air, 119 on the ground. He looked really good. They played really well against Fresno, and they beat them. So
they beat the shit out of them.
They did beat the shit out of them. And
yeah,
I mean, Syracuse has been a team that can score points, but down the stretch of games they can't close. So they have McCord, and they have this incredible tight end. If you watch this game tonight, check out their tight end. I believe his number is number 9. His name's Gadsden. This guy's fucking incredible, but I digress. I don't like either side really. I could see UNL winning but not covering. I think the line's probably where it should be. I do like the over. I think it's going to be a shootout. So I'm on the over 55 on this game.
Yeah, I like that total bet. I just wrote it down because I like it so much. One thing that stuck out to me when I was looking at this, Kyle McCord leads the nation in passing, which just like kind of blew my fucking mind. I see a lot of quality wide receivers here, and I don't know that UNLV has seen an offense that will be able to move the ball in quite a few ways. I think if Cuse gets the ball running on the ground a little bit, that's going to open it up even more through the air. What I did play in this game when it was at 7 was Syracuse +7. At 6, I fucking hate it. At 6.5, I know it sounds weird, but I still fucking hate it. My basic knowledge on this game, I think it's UNLV by a touchdown, to be quite honest with you. So let's get a push. Maybe we'll get a fucking win here. But I like pairing that with maybe a little tease on the over, bringing that down a couple points, bringing up what you get on Cuse, and maybe pairing those together for a nice little better line there. All right. So what's the next game, Rock?
So next game is Michigan versus Washington. And one thing I want to ask you guys about is I know Jonah Coleman for Washington has been averaging over like 100 yards a game or so. And I know he's coming into a matchup against Michigan where they don't allow a lot of yards per carry. They average like 2 or 3 yards per carry allowed on defense nationally. So that's someone I was looking at betting wise to bet their over on the rushing total. And I'm curious to see like which way you guys think this game's going to go. And if you'd look at Jonah Coleman.
What's the number?
I do not know what the number is right now. I'd have to look.
It's relatively high because he averages quite a few yards per game. But I think this is what we're looking at here is a repeat, probably in a much worse way than when Michigan played USC. This is going to be a big step up for Washington, and I don't know that they have the bodies to match up with just the physicality overall. I think we could both agree, Bride, that Michigan's offense looked a little bit better, I think, last week, maybe. I think we could agree on that. Orgy, moving, running.
I mean, I looked at Orgy's props for passing this week, and it said I think 89.5. So Vegas doesn't think he's going to throw for over 90 yards, which is concerning. That being said, Washington just lost to Rutgers, and Rutgers ran the ball down their throat. So I feel like Michigan will win. The line is very fishy. So Washington's coming off of a loss against Rutgers. They come home to what you would think is a superior team to Rutgers in Michigan, and they are 2-point favorites at home. So that doesn't feel right to me, just from a line perspective. The total's 41.5. I don't love that either. A couple long runs could probably bust the total if you're picking the over. I'm laying off of it just because it feels like a fishy line.
Okay. Yeah, I'll side with it. I mean, beyond Michigan beating the fuck, I think Michigan's going to beat the fuck out of them, to be honest.
Yeah, if I were to bet the game, I would bet Michigan on the money line. But
is Michigan underdogs? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, Washington's a 2-point favorite.
Okay, all right. I think that's a huge fucking mistake. I don't see how that could. That's fishy as fuck. Okay, all right, that's real fishy. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like it either. So that's why I'm hands off on that game, because it feels like Michigan should be a 4 or 5 point favorite in my
yeah, right.
And the line hasn't moved either. So I'm assuming the money is on Michigan. Michigan's a bigger brand.
Yeah.
So, and the line hasn't moved. So something's going on with that line, and I would just stay away from it.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. Brock.
So the next game is Texas A&M versus Mizzou, and I know A&M's favored by like 2.5 points, which I'm not really sure why, because this kind of feels more or less like a toss-up to me.
So
yeah, Missouri's it's a good call.
Yeah, so Missouri's the 9th ranked team in the nation, and Texas A&M is the 25th ranked team. So you would think that Missouri would be favored in this game, right? I don't think Vegas trusts the number behind Missouri at this point. I don't think they think they're the 9th best team in the nation. And I tend to agree. I don't think Missouri is a top 10 team. I think this is going to be a tough game for them to go into Kyle Field and win.
Aren't they kind of banged up at quarterback as well?
Well, they have a new quarterback, and he's been dynamic. He's a dual threat. He can run, he can throw. He lit up Florida. Now, a lot of people light up Florida, but he looked really good in that performance. I'm leaning towards A&M, and I think I like the under 48.5 on this game too.
Yeah, the only thing that really stood out here, this is going to be a huge step up in competition for Missouri. I don't know if I like it. I think that's what Vegas is kind of thinking is here. I mean, on paper, if we're really looking at it without all the bullshit, Missouri should win this game. I have real concerns about how A&M is going to move the fucking ball, like, to be quite honest with you. I know Missouri's not very strong on defense, but it's not like they're not an SEC defense. They have big bodies. They have, talent on the edge, too. So I just fucking don't see how either one of these fucking teams moves the ball and scores really consistently. So under 48.5 is what I like in this game. I mean, I feel like that's a lock.
Yeah. To kind of prove your point, A&M is 118th in the nation in explosive plays. So it takes them a while to score. And then if we look at time of possession and kind of like how long it takes to how many plays they have per minute, Missouri's ranked 73rd in the nation in plays per minute, and A&M's ranked 85th. So both of them are slow teams. So that's why I like the under. I really like it at 50, but 48.5 is pretty close. So I think the under's the pick.
Yeah, I think I'm looking at those team totals too. I don't know what they are at the moment, but I'm going to be checking them out.
All right, and then next game, this one I don't really know too much about, is Iowa versus Ohio State.
Aren't you lucky that you don't know that much about this game? Go ahead, Brian.
So Iowa has the best defense in the nation statistically. They have been unbelievable. They run the ball. They can't really throw the ball. And Ohio State's offense is, to put it mildly, explosive. This is another game where I probably look at under 45.5 as a pick. I do think Iowa can slow Ohio State down. I think they have the defense to do it. Ohio State only scored 32, 35 points against Michigan State last week. And Iowa's defense is much better than Michigan State's. Now, again, this is in the shoe. So Ohio State's at home. If you're going to bet aside, I don't see how you can bet Iowa in this situation, but I'm laying off a side. I think you bet the total under. It's not an official play on my card, but that's kind of how I'm leaning right now.
Yeah, I get the lean towards the under there. The one thing that has shocked me about Iowa is they can score. It's just not. I don't know if they score here. That's my only concern. I feel like Ohio State, probably under Michigan, has the most money for NIL. They're going to recruit the best. How does Iowa match up? What was the last matchup here? I think it's kind of a similar outcome to, wasn't it? Like, didn't they blank them or some shit like that? It was like 21-0.
Who did Iowa play last?
No, Ohio State. When Ohio State and Iowa played last time, wasn't it like a 21-0 kind of game or some shit like that?
I don't know.
It was somewhere to that. I don't see Iowa scoring more than 7 points in this game. I just don't. I don't get it. I do think it's going to be a nice little win for Ohio State. It just won't be a big win, but that's it.
All right, and then the last game on the slate, which probably the one I know the most about, is Ole Miss versus South Carolina. I think I can name off the top of my head 20 or 22 people that I know that have personally traveled to South Carolina for this game. I think obviously everyone's probably leaning a little bit more towards Ole Miss on this one, but I will say, from what my personal opinion is, being not very well versed in college football, even though I am well versed in NFL football, I think South Carolina is very stout defensively, but I think it comes down to, for them offensively, if they end up seeing Lenore Sellers or their backup playing this game. Because I know he rolled his ankle or some shit, and for some reason it's still questionable, and it's Friday, so I'm not really sure what the deal is with this. But if they have Sellers in, I think it could be a pretty tight game, and it's just a matter of if their defense can actually bring the heat.
Yeah, I think we have to really take a step back and evaluate South Carolina's defense. 119th in tackling. I think this is kind of a game where you're going to have to wrap up. Ole Miss did have an insanely good recruiting class. They had the best transfer class on the market. They are coming in with big bodies. When it comes to offense, I feel like Ole Miss's just O-line in general is going to have a huge fucking edge here. I would be very shocked if South Carolina wins this game.
Yeah, me too. The one thing I know that they do well defensively is they get to the quarterback, but the rush game is definitely something that they struggle with.
Yeah, I think we're gonna look at Ole Miss and judge them off of the last game against Kentucky. But what have we found out about Kentucky? Like they stopped a Georgia team that just put up how many fucking points against Alabama last week? Like this is a great defense. I think that's gonna be a big mark on Ole Miss's record or whatever the fuck. Kind of probably affects them getting in the college football playoff. But how does South Carolina stop Ole Miss in this game? Like I just don't see how it happens.
I'm not exactly sure either.
Keep up.
Like when we look at the South Carolina LSU game, which is probably the closest comp to Ole Miss that we have, Ole Miss South Carolina gave up a ton of passing yards to LSU, and that's kind of, I'm not picking a side. I don't have the total, but I do have a prop on this game, and it's Jackson Dart's total passing yards. So if you look at the 5 games he's played, he's thrown for 418, 377, 377, 382, and last week against Kentucky, he only threw for 261. His total against South Carolina is 285 and a half. So it's sub 300. I think Ole Miss is going to be able to throw the ball against South Carolina. I do think Sellers plays. It sounds like he's going to play. They're coming off of a bye, so they've had essentially 2 weeks to prepare for this game. But I think Jackson Dart figures it out. I think the Ole Miss offense figures it out. And I think that passing prop is the best bet on this game.
Yeah, agreed. I'm taking the under on the South Carolina team total as well. It's 21.5. I don't see them scoring over 20 points in this game at all. That Ole Miss defensive line gives up 46 fucking rush yards a game. They're stout. They're going to be up in the fucking face of whoever's playing quarterback. And I think this is a long fucking day for South Carolina.
Yeah, it's going to be a game where you kind of like they're also facing Alabama next week, where they're going to go back to back, just kind of like really two strong stuffed out opponents. And switching over to a first year quarterback, that one is also banged up too. I just don't think it's going to be the best kind of, favorable matchup for them. And also like trying to get like a backup acclimated into like SEC football with Ole Miss coming in, who's been stout every year in general.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are there any more games in the slate that I'm missing?
No, you're good. The only other thing that I like is Louisville -6.5 against SMU. When you watch Louisville, just last week, Bry kind of called it right. That quarterback is very, very skilled. But what really stood out to me was that defense. They are big, beefy, and I thought they looked like the better team for the majority of the game versus Notre Dame. They got really unlucky with some turnover shit. I think that SMU team is drastically overrated, and I don't see Louisville winning this by less than 14 points, to be honest with you.
Okay, fair enough. I just jotted down some picks that I do have this week for the NFL season. The one that I've been smacking on every week is Alvin Kamara over 30.5 receiving yards. Hopefully he continues that. James Cook, anytime tutty, and then James Conner over 16.5 carries. If you guys had to guess how many carries James Conner gets, like on average per game, what would you think?
At least 15, right?
12.
So only one game he had under 16 carries.
Okay.
And it was the game against Detroit. He wasn't really playing well, and the game kind of fell apart very quickly, and he only had 9. Week 1, he had 16 carries. Week 2, he had 21, and week 4, he had 18. He has 200-yard rushing yard games on the season. He has 3 touchdowns, except one in each game, except for against Detroit. Excuse me. And he sees over 55% of all the snaps, mostly hovering in that 60 to 75% range. So I think this one's a lock. I think the Kamara one every week has done pretty well. He is questionable again because he's dealing with some rib injuries as well right now that he's just trying to get over. And then James Cook did not score last week, correct?
No.
Yes, I think he's due for one. I think they're going to find him through the end zone. One of my favorites. And yeah. So transition into fantasy, boys. Is that the plan?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. It's gonna be a shorter stream today. I'm gonna throw on the TikTok. Colton Pareko says, would you trade Garrett Wilson for Rashid Shaheed and Judy if it meant getting Brees? What is it? Like, it's like so, okay. I'd have Kyron, Brees, and Brooks and have JJ as my wide receiver with Deontay Waddle and Dell on the bench. So the trade is Wilson, Shaheed, and Judy and Brees? Or would you be getting Brees in the future? I'm kind of confused. But if it's Shaheed, Judy, and Brees for Garrett Wilson, yeah.
Yeah, that's a fucking run. That's easy.
If you have
Absolutely.
JJ, Deontay, and you can go pair Waddle and Dell and go get Pittman right now, and if Flacco's playing, you're lit.
God, if Flacco's playing, you're lit is the craziest sentence I've ever heard in my life.
Fantastic.
Yeah, no, you're right. If you can if it's a 3-for-1 for Garrett Wilson, I don't see how that's. If Devontae Adams goes there, like, how many more points is he going to get than Garrett Wilson per week? You think, like, realistically?
I think if Devontae goes to New York, I truly think that everyone's going to learn very fast what an alpha wide receiver looks like alongside Garrett Wilson. Because I think Garrett Wilson's talented. I don't think okay. I'm gonna name some wide receivers, and you and Bri have to tell me before I know Bri has to go. You're gonna tell me who's better. All right, you ready?
Okay.
Devonta Smith.
Yeah, he's better. Devonta Smith is better than Garrett Wilson.
Devonta Smith.
Khalil Shakir.
Garrett Wilson's better.
Garrett Wilson.
T. Higgins.
Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson probably.
Had another one. Oh, Jordan Addison.
Garrett Wilson.
I don't know what you guys are seeing. Okay, that's fine. Chris Godwin.
It's like same for me.
Same. Okay, I like that.
Probably Wilson.
Jameson Williams.
Garrett Wilson's better.
All right, let me get one more off the top of my head. Give me one more. Oh, Jalen Waddle.
Garrett Wilson. That's not even close.
Without doubt.
I think that's not even close, only because the type of offense he's in. I think if Jalen Waddle was on the Jets, he would be turning the fuck up.
I think what we're looking at here is that Garrett Wilson is like a 1B. He's not like a 1. He's not the alpha 1. What you're talking about. He's a 1B. If honestly, like now thinking about it, if Devontae Adams goes there, I think it might actually open up the offense a little bit for him. He's not going to get the best.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I'm like, might actually be a good move for them to get Devontae Adams, because then what are they going to do? You can't fucking not cover Adams.
Well, think about when Rodgers was in Green Bay. How many receivers got the ball there?
I mean, like 6, right?
Yeah, Jordy Nelson. I mean, they had so many different playmakers, right? So
yeah.
All right, let's get into some questions we got here. A lot of people are joining and following, so appreciate the love. Let's get those likes up. And this is going to be a shorter stream, so prioritize those questions. Get us to 500 likes, and we'll start reading the TikTok questions because YouTube's potting. Pareko says, it's confusing, LOL, but it would be Stafford, Wilson, and Jacobs.
Okay, but you didn't say fucking Jacobs was also in that trade, because I feel like now you're putting a high-end running back in this fucking trade, and I don't know that you should, to be quite honest with you, right?
So you're sending away. So Stafford's just in there just to make it look pretty. You're sending away Wilson and Jacobs for Brees, is basically what you're saying, and Shaheed.
Yeah, I don't get the upside there.
I think Brees is better than Jacobs, but I don't know about the Wilson Shaheed move.
Yeah, but like points wise, I think Jacobs has scored more points this year. I'm just being.
Send him Jacobs for Brees, straight up. Fuck all that. Like, oh, here's Jacobs for Brees. Don't let people like jerk you around on this on these fantasy football trades.
Don't let anyone jerk you, okay?
Yeah, don't let anybody jerk you now. All right, guys, appreciate all the follows and the likes. Keep them coming. We're getting close to 5, so I'll start getting into these a little bit. Andrew Harlow 89 says, start 2 Achane, Tracy, or Xavier Legette.
Oh. Not Xavier Legette. That's what I vote for.
I've been high on Worthy. I'm higher on Worthy now with the Chiefs' depleted wide receiving core. Yeah, I like the lotto ticket on Worthy this week.
Yeah, I like that one as well. Reed, Amari Cooper at flex. Pick one.
Reed.
Yeah, I'd go Reed. Yeah, you got to go Reed.
Yeah.
Dontavian Wicks or Trey Sermon with Jonathan Taylor not playing.
Probably lean towards Wicks, but not like in a strong way.
Yeah, I think with Trey, a lot of people are scrambling to the waiver wire because JT's not playing, but that usage doesn't always correlate to a good fantasy day. So I would probably
correlate.
I was waiting for you to notice the word I used every stream for a year and a half.
Hey, I will say this though. How is if Flacco's playing? Ah, man, you might have to fucking not worry about a running back there, right? Because if Flacco's coming out, he's throwing the ball 30 times.
I think AR's playing. I think it's AR. I like Sermon this week, but honestly, I don't think you can go wrong there. I'd probably lean towards Wicks though, in that high-powered. And they're also playing against the Rams too. You got to be all over that. Higgins or DJ Moore from Braden.
Let me take Higgins. I expect this this Ravens line, I think, is the biggest overreaction to what happened last week.
I agree.
I think the Bengals are going to win this week, like straight up, but I like Higgins to have a good game.
Bri, thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is a strange game that the Ravens are going to run into. The line is fishy, right? So the Bengals are, I'm sorry, Baltimore's a 2.5 point favorite on the road in Cincinnati. I feel like they should be a larger favorite based off of their body of work. Yeah, I think Cincinnati's going to win the game. So I don't know. I'm probably not bullish on anyone that is on Baltimore this week.
Yeah, they can win. If the Bengals throw the ball down the field more than 10 yards at a time, I feel like they'll be fine. The Bills just kept everything 5 to 7 yards. So really,
Jordan, thank you for the follow. Tamald McRonald, thank you for the follow. Ayuk or Pickens from Tamald McRonald. I think you start Ayuk this week. I think you just let it rip. I think
you got to start Ayuk. He's playing the Cardinals. That's like, if you're playing the Cardinals, I'm starting you. I don't care what the fuck's happening.
Yeah, let it rip. Chase, thanks for the follow. Chase says Tracy or Sermon. I don't know who Tracy is. Yeah, I don't know.
Is Tracy just like his
aunt,
his side bitch or something?
I'd go Sermon in that case if I don't know who he is. Yo, guys, thanks for the follows. Appreciate you. Jello says pick 2: Brian Thomas Jr., Brandon Ayuk, Wan'Dale Robinson, George Pickens, or Deontay Johnson.
I'm high on Deontay again. I think he's the only wide receiver that
Deontay's questionable.
Well, if he's questionable, he's not gonna. If he's questionable, that's just wait and see. If he's not gonna play this week, obviously don't start him. But if he does play, I think you have to start him out of that group. Who's the second?
I don't know. It's like a hammy too, so I feel like he'd get out there for 4 snaps and possibly re-injure it. I'm kind of off Deontay this week. I do think he's going to get out. No, it doesn't matter who he's playing. I think he's going to run out there and be like, "Gah!" and be out for a couple plays. I'm personally, that's fine. I'm personally leading Brian Thomas Jr. and Ayuk on this one over Pickens, Wan'Dale, and Deontay.
All right, I like it.
All right, let me get some more TikTok, and then I just saw the YouTube question come through. Guys, if you want to be prioritized, come to YouTube. It's Degen Fantasy, Degen Fantasy on YouTube. That chat is a lot slower. You can jump the line pretty much and skip everyone. Tyrone Tracy Jr., that's his name.
Again, you could tell me he plays for anyone, and I would believe you. I don't even know what team he's in.
We do this every week, and also I'm in like 4 fantasy. I have no idea who that is, and I'm so sorry about that.
I don't know what team he's on at all.
Waiver tight ends. Look, I mean, I doubt he's available. Look for Ferguson. Cole Kmet was hot this past week on waivers. And Joku's hurt, might be on your waivers. You can pull him in, and then one more, maybe Parkinson. It's struggle out there for tight ends. Jordan, new follower, says, would you trade Nico and JT for AJ Brown?
Nico and JT for no.
The Eagles fan says
No,
no. So that's a pretty solid take right there.
That's too much. Yeah, you can't
yeah,
give
you're
up that much.
overpaying. Yeah, I would take Nico out of that trade because that's the wide receiver 1 in fantasy. So yeah. Skeeter,
Hey, Skeeter, check our record if you think we're casuals.
you guys are casual as fuck if you don't know who Tyrone Tracy is. Dude, there's a lot of players in the NFL, and if I don't know one, I'm not going to be pissed off about it. So start 2 wide receivers in flex, non-PPR. DJ Moore, Brian Thomas Jr., Amari Cooper, Keon Coleman, JSN, and Trey Sermon. Start 2 wide receivers in a flex. Not Keon Coleman.
All right. I'm in on DJ Moore this week.
I like Brian Thomas.
I think you gotta start Brian Thomas. So it's
And then
between
flex.
realistically JSN and Sermon,
Amari.
right?
Really? Yeah, Amari's been he's been in a so-so.
I just feel like Amari can be posted right now.
Yeah, so go DJ Moore, Brian Thomas, and then JSN.
Yeah,
I think that's
we
solid.
post on that. Yeah.
YouTube, is CD or Neighbors better to have this year? I mean, Malik Neighbors, even though he's not playing this week, thank God, because I'm playing against him, he gets 18 targets or more, or a little bit less, but a lot of targets per game. And dude's young, got juice, and is literally just like Saquon, how he was the entire New York Giants offense as a Giants fan. The only thing that they're doing in this head coaching room, I can do this. I could be like, fuck, what do we do here, dude? We got to get down the field. They're like, you know what? Just throw the ball to Malik 36 times.
Hey, real quick, because Tyrone Tracy actually plays for one of our 3 teams. So whose team do you think it is?
It's definitely mine.
Yeah, it's the Giants.
Is he a backup? Oh, he's that rookie running back, right? Yeah. Well, honestly, after Saquon left, I've been a Giants fan since birth. But after Saquon left and I saw we brought in Singletary, who's been solid, I was just like, all right, whatever. I'm just gonna watch the games and enjoy watching Malik. And okay, whatever.
Hey, Jordan Ramos says he thinks he missed his question. The offer is Nico Collins for JT and AJ Brown.
Oh no, you wrote it wrong.
I think that changes it then.
That changes it for sure.
I don't mind it.
That.
Yeah,
That's 2 hurt players. 2 hurt players, but I think you can pull that off. 36 in the TikTok chat. We're only at 1.1K likes, boys. Get us to 1.5K because YouTube's over here liking and commenting and spazzing.
All right, I'm gonna hit YouTube real quick. Stevenson and ETN for Chuba and Jacobs. Good trade. I'm getting Chuba and Jacobs. I think that's a great trade for you.
Mm-hmm. I can't believe
that's
Chuba off waivers and dropped them.
That's a fucking fleece. That's a fucking fleece.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. ETN looks like shit this year. So does Stevenson.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Luke says, should I trade CD Lamb for Aaron Jones and AJ Brown?
Yes. Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
Fucking
run it. Run it. The only reason why that dude's giving you that trade. The only reason why he's giving you that trade is that dude cannot stand to have AJ Brown on his bench any longer due to injury, and you probably with CD can spare it, and that's fucking nasty.
Bri, what's the time on an AJ Brown, Bri?
They're on a bye this week. So he essentially has 2 weeks to prepare for the next game. He may be back for the game when they come off the bye. So he's either going to play in 2 weeks or he'll probably be maybe just another week. So, I mean, it's probably close.
Yeah, so if you're trading CD, I imagine you have some wide receiver depth. Run this. Aaron Jones is a good piece to have this year. He's obviously scored like no less than 15 points in each game. So yeah, get this going here.
Someone said real
another
quick.
One from YouTube real quick.
Someone said that Neighbors is still going through concussion testing, so he might play.
Yeah, he's out. He's out this week. I would
good.
assume he's going to be out next week. Andy Munoz says on YouTube, I was offered Josh Allen and DJ Moore for Debo and Swift. I got Amon-Ra, Chase, Henry, Kyron, Mason, 10-man. I have Burrow as my QB. Is that like? I just feel like that's a great fucking trade for him. He gets Josh Allen and DJ Moore for Debo and Swift.
I was offered.
Can you start two quarterbacks or just one?
No, I don't. Tell us if you can start two quarterbacks, but either way,
yeah, I like that.
I feel like the upside with Josh Allen and DJ Moore, right?
Yeah,
but he already has Burrow.
Yeah.
Does he need Josh Allen if he already has Burrow?
I would take it.
Yeah, you can only start one. That's a
Yeah,
good question.
that.
Do you? Yeah, who's scoring more points? Is it Allen or Burrow at this point? Probably Allen, right?
Probably, but is the difference enough? I don't know.
So realistically, it comes down to.
I'm playing the hypotheticals today.
No, I get it, but realistically, it's DJ Moore for Debo, right? That's how you got to look at it then.
Yeah.
Would you
I think
do that trade?
if you're getting. Yeah. Okay, that's not bad. Let me swap back to TikTok because they've been patiently waiting. Roy says, giving Josh Jacobs and I'm getting Singletary and Brian Thomas.
Getting Singletary and Brian Thomas. I guess. I think Singletary's been pretty serviceable this year, right?
Yeah, solid. Especially with the RB market.
And Brian
being a little
Thomas.
banged up.
Yeah, and Brian Thomas, clear number one wide receiver in Jacksonville right now. I feel like that's not bad.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't know if I do
think
it.
Trade you can pull off.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something it depends on what your needs are, but yeah, I like that one. Not bad. Kenneth Walker or Kyron roster spot to roster.
That's a fucking tough one.
I'm going.
Kenneth Walker again didn't really practice this week.
I'm hyped because I have Charbonnet. Yes, go. I would say Kyron.
I'd say Kyron too.
Over.
I'm not praying on downfalls. I'm just praying on, they get a little bit extra time with their family, That's all I'm hoping for. You go see the kids. Go see the kiddos. TikTok spaz. And guys, get us to 2K over here so I can prioritize you over YouTube. Whatever chat is working harder, that's the one we prioritize. Terrible question, but I'll read it. Conklin or Komet? Yuck. Who likes Ty Conklin?
I feel like Conklin's been pretty steady, though. Like, it's been 5 to 7 points. I don't know. Komet's probably got the upside, right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. You guys don't got to spam. I love y'all. I'll read them, and we're not, like, super famous, so there's not a lot of people in here. DJ Moore, Jerome Ford at flex. Just hard for me to trust the Bears QB.
Agreed. I don't know. I think you go with DJ Moore. It's hard to trust Cleveland, right? So
yeah, I'd probably go 4 too. I mean, unless Chubb's playing this week, right? He's not playing this week.
Chubb's not playing. He said he's probably not coming back till like week 10 or some shit like that.
Yeah, so
you can't start Jerome Ford. Please don't start Jerome Ford.
Yeah, go DJ Moore. You're also a DJ Moore owner.
No, that doesn't matter. Like, you just can't start Jerome Ford right
now. Start Moore over Pittman Jr.
Yeah, if Richardson's playing, then yes. Yeah. If Flacco's playing, then start fucking Pittman, okay? Because Flacco's got the only fucking arm that can get him the ball, okay? That's it. Simple as that.
Conklin versus Vikings or McBride versus the Niners?
Give it to him, Bry. Give it to him, Bry.
I think it's Conklin, right?
Yeah, I do too. I think it's Conklin. I think it's fucking Conklin too. Yeah, I know. Hey, talk about fishy fucking lines, by the way. That Vikings Jets line, fishier than fuck, buddy. Fishier than fuck.
Yeah, Savitar hops in the chat and just says, "I'm trading Reed." I'm a buyer. I'll take them.
So
Minnesota's
high.
a 2.5 point favorite at home against the Jets.
In London.
I just don't like. I just don't think anybody really has
it's in
looked like fantastic versus for the Jets, and I think the Vikings have been like the most stout defensive team other than last week against the
So
the
tell me
Packers.
why that game's 2.5. Why are the Vikings only favored by 2.5 in that game? Please,
Because
someone tell me.
everyone just can't take their mouth off of the New York Jets' private parts. You're just like, oh my God, Aaron Rodgers, like it's absolutely terrible.
And the Jets coming off of a 10-9 loss against the Broncos last week are plus 2.5 to the Vikings, who've been fucking absolutely throttling everybody. Why is that?
Yeah, that's stupid.
That's a weird line.
I think it's because maybe Denver didn't put up any points, but they're Denver. Trade Wan'Dale away for Higgins, run it. Absolutely run it.
Yeah, great. Because
DK
when Neighbors gets back, he's
Tyreek?
going to get 25 fucking targets and nobody else is going to catch a fucking ball.
Exactly. DK or Tyreek?
Fucking stay away from Tyreek. Yeah, it's DK right now.
Tua comes back week 8.
When week 8 happens, then you start Tyreek. When fucking it's not week 8, don't start Tyreek.
Yeah, I agree. He has owned the Vikes. Aaron Rodgers? He hasn't seen these Vikes, boy. Andre on YouTube says DK about to fucking cook New York.
Agreed.
It's gonna
happen. It's gonna be nasty too. Aaron Rodgers owns the Vikings, but this is a different Vikings team. Still, to be only a 2.5 point underdog, I think the Jets are probably gonna win that game.
If you didn't know what the line was, what would you have handicapped that game at? Neutral
5.5. 5.5, probably.
Fair.
If we're just basing it off of those last the previous week, then that's it. 5.5, right?
Yeah.
Hey Chris. Yeah. All right, so we got Chris in the chat. Hey Chris, follow me and comment on my most recent video. If you're right, I'd love to have you on the show just to so you can tell me. No, like genuinely, I would love to have the discussion if you're right and I'm wrong. And that's not saying I'm going to be right. It'd just be an interesting topic if you'd be interested. Yeah, so Chris is all over the Jets torching or beating the Vikings.
I mean, Vegas is kind of baiting it, right?
Yeah, true.
It's weird.
It is weird. I'm not saying it's a guaranteed lock, but I would be shocked. Carr or Murray?
Ooh, fuck.
My favorite quarterback this year has been Kyler, though. I love Kyler. Attaboy, Chris.
Yeah, probably Murray.
Yeah, so we're going Kyler over here.
49ers. Card's got the 49ers.
Okay.
Does that change your answer?
Niner. No.
Big
Kyler.
Okay.
Well, the Saints have the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's what
I'm saying.
It's
like two of the best defenses in the league.
And the defense for the Chiefs is going to be the only thing keeping them in that game. So I think I'm going to go Kyler.
Yeah, I feel like Derek Carr might die that game.
Adam, thank you for the follow. My bad. I was looking up at the chat. He said, LOL. Oh, okay. Sweet. Thanks. Hold on. What was your question, my dog? We were answering his question. Yeah, I'm going Kyler. He's got the rushing upside too, dude. Last week was the only game he didn't run for 40 or 50 yards. Leggett or Juwan Jennings? I'm going to go Xavier Leggett.
Oh my God! Stop with this fucking Leggett kid. He sucks ass. He's the worst wide receiver in Carolina. He's trash.
Okay.
Hey, look at how upset Brian is right now. He doesn't even want to look at you.
He's really upset. It looks like he wants to do long distance traveling. Okay.
I play Jennings against the Cardinals this week.
Yeah, me too.
Debo,
hell of a matchup.
Kittle. Where's Jennings fit into this?
Jennings has been the number one wide receiver with both of them back the last 2 weeks. So that's
you got to get his. Nah, I agree. That's fine. I want to see how you have a blow up week though. We're gonna got one from YouTube real quick, and I'm saving this one for Aid.
All right, Andre said trying to trade London in a half PPR pick one. Mason Brees Kyron.
I think Ooh, that's tough because Brees is a buy low candidate. Kyron's got the workload without good wide receivers. The offense isn't as good. And Jordan Mason is on the San Francisco 49ers and is bizarro world Christian McCaffrey. So, I mean, I'm
Mason.
going Jordan Mason. Yeah. Hey,
I
chat,
think
we
I'm
got
gonna
31
Mason.
people in the chat. We're at 1.8K likes still. I'm going to like my own stream. Come on, y'all. Help me. I'm liking my own stream over here. Help me get to 2K at least.
I think I go Kyron Williams in this one. Just because in the event that McCaffrey does come back, you will not have Mason for the playoffs.
That is true, but like I don't think McCaffrey plays football this year unless it's like week 16.
Are you willing to trade London on that assumption?
But that's the same token. Are you willing to trade London on the assumption that one of them also gets hurt? It's kind of, I mean, yeah, there's something impending on Jordan Mason, which I get. I feel like I was more, Mikey. Dude, you don't gotta spam, dog. The chat is saying Mason, by the way.
I think it's Mason too. I don't know.
I think
CMC doesn't come back this year,
but I don't know. I don't know once you get in the playoffs if Mason's going to be in your lineup.
Yeah,
true. Thank you guys for 2K. The spammer says Olave or Brian Thomas Jr. You better like the stream for us, Mikey.
Olave.
That's what I was thinking.
Olave. Yeah.
We got YouTube says I'm 1-3 from Peanut Breath OG. 1-3. Any suggestions? I love Bijan. Oh, I thought he said I love Bijan. He has Jordan Love, Bijan, Bucky, London, Higgins, Worthy, and Ingram. Bench is JD5, Barkley because he's on bye first. I'm about him tweaking. Devonta Smith, Xavier Legette, and Keon Coleman, Kyle Pitts likely. Redraft 1 QB, 2 wide receiver, 1 flex. Suggestions?
Suggest that you take a look at those running backs. And your tight end. You got to do something with tight end. You have 3 tight ends. Interesting.
And he sat Pitts this week.
Yeah. It's just like this is just the worst. That's been happening to me all season, by the way. But yeah, that's what a time to sit Pitts, huh?
7 catches for 88 yards. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, someone
got to adjust the tight end.
Hopefully Ingram shows out this week for you.
Yeah, I think so too. Dude, Darnell Mooney dropped 30 on my face. Absolutely terrible. Yeah, try to make a trade for a better running back. I don't mind Bijan, but take Bucky. Excuse me, take Bucky and move. I know, sorry.
Well, he'll move Barkley back in the lineup after this week.
Yeah,
and
Smith back.
And Devontae and London.
So trade London and Higgins after this week for like a nice wide receiver.
For a flex.
What?
Trade
London
Higgins
and Higgins?
I would say if you trade up. Trade Higgins and Keon Coleman for Cooper Kupp right now. Jaden Reed and Pitts for McLaurin and Evan Ingram. Sell high on Pitts, I guess. Fuck it. 500 yards is not. It took 500 yards for Kyle Pitts to have a good game. I think it's just fucking hilarious.
Yo, sell high on Pitts while you can. If somebody's offering you a trade for Pitts right now, take it. Just get the fuck off of him quickly.
Yeah, what was that trade? Hold on, I just saw it. Yeah, Reed and Pitts for McLaurin and Evan Ingram. Absolutely not. No. Is Jaden Reed
I don't mind
hurt?
McLaurin there. I don't fucking mind McLaurin there.
For Jaden Reed, dude's been dropping 30 almost every game with Jordan Love in the lineup. Fuck no.
So has McLaurin. Scary Terry looking real scary again.
Yeah, Scary Terry. I mean, but still. I mean, one of them is way younger than the other one. Addison and Rashad White for Mason. What we thinking? I do really like Addison, but it depends on your depth. I don't mind the trade, though. The Mason owner is down bad, tremendously wide receiver. Oh, then run it.
Can you move up to anyone else besides Addison, though? I feel like he's going to probably blow up. Put another wide receiver in there. Don't put Addison in there.
How long is this
Try.
Sam Darnold?
Yeah, he's gonna drop his roster.
How long is Sam Darnold going to be hot for? Is this the new him?
He's the new Messiah. What do you mean? Sam Darnold is going to be hot.
Did we not say the same thing about Flacco last year? Did we not say the same thing?
I mean, yeah, but I mean, I feel like we've seen enough of Darnold over the years that the wheels come off eventually, right?
I guess, but like it would have been. I think everybody would have assumed the wheels fall off against San Francisco, right?
That's fair.
And they didn't, and he's still fucking cruising. And then he puts a hurting on Green Bay, who pulled 2 wins out of their ass with Malik Willis at quarterback. So, like, at what point do we take Minnesota seriously? At what point do we take Sam Darnold seriously? I know this is fucked up because I feel like we're living in bizarro fucking whatever world. Geno Smith is a starting quarterback. Did you ever think you could fucking say that? When he first came in the league, you ever think you'd fucking see him throwing fucking 400 yards? Like, I never thought that. Now we're living in a world where Sam Darnold is fucking good again. That's fucking crazy.
It's been fantastic. MVP.
I don't think he does well traveling to London this week against the Jets. I think this is the week.
Real quick, I got a big boy trade from CMC Gory. Trade Amon-Ra for Achane and Worthy.
No.
That's 1 no. Brian, what do you think?
I mean, without looking at the rest of your roster, I probably don't do that either. I want the best player in the deal.
And that'll be 3 no's. I think Achane has upside, but with the whole Tua and like inconsistency, I'm not sure. But real quick, Andre just gave me the list of his team. He said, I'm absolutely pumping this league. I just want to upgrade to RB2. His team is Stroud, CeeDee Lamb, Malik Neighbors, Alvin Kamara, Rashad White, Laporta, Flex, London, bench, Ramondre, Bowers, Reed, JSN, Baker, Addison, Puka. Buddy's pumping in a 10-man half PPR.
I might have to change my pants. My pants might need to be changed. That was an intense fucking draft. Good Lord.
Is this a keeper league, Andre?
God. What a fucking wow.
There's no way that's a keeper league. So what I'll say is that so I'm kind of in the same situation, and like you're in a better situation than me. I got Kyler
Mason on that team though.
He does have Mason.
No, he's trying to add Mason. I just fucking.
Oh, so do not send him JSN and send him Puka. JSN and Puka.
No, do Puka and fucking who's the other guy? Puka and fucking who's the running back?
He said he's down bad. He won't. No, he said he's down bad. He won't. And also, you can use some bye week running back depth. You only have Kamara and White, and that's literally it.
Who's coming back week 10? You just told me. Puka's coming back.
No, I know he's coming back week 10. Oh, he also has Ramondre. I know he's coming back week 10, but if this dude's down bad at wide receiver, he's not gonna want to wait on Puka to come back healthy. That means he's losing. That means he's like 1-3 or 0-4. Timelines play a factor into the deal. What?
What if you just hit Laporta? What if you go Laporta for Mason and something else? He's got Bowers on the bench.
But that's if that dude needs it. I think you have enough to go get him. I would try to do anything but Addison, London, Neighbors, and Lamb.
Yeah, try to consolidate your bench.
Oh, don't trade Reed either. Yeah. Honestly, you might be lit, dude. Honestly, send him Addison for fucking Mason and call it a day. We're gonna wrap up here soon, guys. Colton Spicer says, should I drop AR for Fields? I have Dak as my backup.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Fuck AR. We're on the fuck AR train. Okay, hold on. Someone said I gave Malik Neighbors and Zach Moss for Alvin Kamara. Was this a good trade?
Yeah, I like that trade.
Malik Neighbors and
Zach Moss. I think so.
I don't mind that trade at all.
I like that one as well. Zach wants us to sell high this week, and this will probably be wrapping up the end of the show here. We got a couple questions left real quick. Logan says Najee, big boom this week. Tyreek or Wicks? I guess you go down Tavian Wicks. I traded Bowers for Olave, and I already have Kraft. W.
Yes,
Kraft
W.
has to be consistent, but yeah. All right, Cam Akers and Justice Hill. Go Cam Akers. And then last questions here, and I'm going to wrap up because Bry's got to get going. I got to go on shorter stream today. Guys, if you like the content, follow us, please. And we're stream every Tuesday and Friday at 6, and then Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. to get your football season started. Would you drop Sermon, Hunt, or Dell for Reed? Oh, my God, I'd drop any of them. Any of them.
Dell?
Dell for Reed.
Dell for Reed right now.
Dell, yeah.
I mean, hands do that now.
No, but Dell has trade value. I would drop
All right,
Sermon
for Reed then. Sermon for Reed.
Yeah, go get Reed. Fuck Wicks. All right, boys.
Yeah.
That's gonna be it for us today. One more question. CMCs I gave Zach Charbonnet and George Pickens for Bijan. I like it. I like that one a lot. Good deal. Other than that, gentlemen, any final touches?
Nope. That's it. Let's rip.
All right, gentlemen, shorter stream today. We'll be back Sunday at 11 a.m. to get your start and sits, injury reports, and everything set up straight for y'all. And that's going to do it for us on Degen Fantasy. So I'll catch y'all Sunday.
Back then, hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot hoes all on me. Back then, hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot hoes all on me. Back then, hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot hoes all on me. Back then, hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot hoes all on me. Back then, hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot hoes all on me. Back then, hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot hoes all on me. Back then, hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot hoes all on me. Back then, hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot hoes all on me.
Before I came up in the game, these hoes didn't show no love. They see me in the club and used to treat me like a scrub. They wouldn't holler cause my dollars wasn't swollen up. I bet they changed their mind when them 84s come roll.